I've come to make an announcement, asking y'all what the fuck happened with Path of Titans designs, man. I understand Path of Titans has always had weird design decisions. They're running Sarco, running Stegosaurs, Venomous Metri. I understand that. But I thought, overall, that the cast was pretty solid in their designs and ideas. What I'm saying is that Amargasaurus is the last good dinosaur they've introduced. After that, they've fallen the fuck off, and I have no idea why. The Tyrannosaurus, in its defense, isn't that bad. People are more upset about the update attached to it than T-Rex itself. Although that still doesn't defend completely invalidating Despleto, and people still aren't happy about how it looks. It's not atrocious, but it's definitely more reminiscent of something you'd see in the 90s than the absolute units that we're now familiar with. Get ready though, because as we go further down, the more fucked it becomes. Next is the Pachycephalosaurus. Again, not terrible, but god is it uncanny. I understand that Pachycephalosaurus didn't have a full-on beak, but its head is still so fucking weird to look at and still not the actual Pachy. It feels more like a theropod with a dome head than anything else. But now I'm done being nice because we're going onto the fucking Carnotaurus in the room. It's getting its own section. Get ready. Pycnonemosaurus. We were promised Pycnonemosaurus, and we got Carnotaurus instead. Like for real, it's literally just Carnotaurus. You can plop this fancy word on top of it however you want, it's Carnotaurus. I don't want to accuse the developers of taking a popular dinosaur and adding an obscure name onto it to make it seem more special, but that basically is what they did here. Now I know there's going to be some defenders in the comments about this, because I've already seen them going around saying they did this because it's speculation. Pycno's closest relative is Carno, which is the cringiest excuse I have ever heard. First of all, not true. Second, copying an entire other taxa is not what speculation is. And while it can apply in some circumstances, this is just out of touch. Abelisaurs are known for having a lot of crazy crests and horn arrangements, but tell me of one other Abelisaur. No, one other dinosaur that we know of that has horns like Carnotaurus. Exactly. You can't. You can't just copy that distinct onto another dinosaur and call it speculation. I could understand having a subspecies of Pycno in the game with Carnotaurus horns. Hell, when I was even in the Discord I suggested it, giving each of the different forms of Pycno in the game different head shapes maybe, with different horns and different structures. However, not only does this Pycno have two forms with Carno horns for some reason, but one of them is also the default, which is intended to be how the base animal looks like. On top of the promotional material, this is not speculation. This is just a lazy rehash of a more popular dinosaur. Now onto the dumpster fires that made me make this video. Time to examine the two creatures in this most recent announcement and why they'll be completely and utterly wasted. Thalassodromeus looks fine, but the role that it will be put in is a complete and utter waste and is dishonest to the creature itself. This is the Thalassodromeus we're talking about here. It was a macropredator with the greatest bite force of any known pterosaur. Yet here it is relegated to hunting fish because the lasso in the name. Get it? Now hold still while my Pyroraptor sets you on fire. I can understand them not wanting to make the Thalassodromeus a terrestrial stalker since they already have had Psychopteryx, but it easily still could have been a PvP based creature, maybe the aerial hunter of the pterosaurs. Then there's the Kaiwhekea. God bless this thing's soul, it looks absolutely horrendous. There's too many specifics to go into here, but the anatomy on this plesiosaur is a complete wreck. Like, why does it have lips? This is the one group of animals where they absolutely did not have lips. Yet what the hell did they do to its head? The other things that make Kaiwhekea terrible is that they clearly didn't do even basic research on what makes this animal special. Kaiwhekea, if you didn't know, is what's called an Aristodectine. These were a group of elasmosaurs that were known for a few things. They were pudgy. Thicker bodies, thicker and shorter necks, more squat heads. Not only did they look pretty unique from other plesiosaurs, but they were also unique in that they were filter feeders. They sifted through matter on the seafloor with their sifting teeth. This could have made Kaiwhekea a herbivore equivalent mechanically for the ocean, but no. Kaiwhekea is going to be completely generic, both in its looks, looking nothing like Kaiwhekea, and out, being just a fish eater, because whether they intended it or not, they just made this pair of playables completely redundant, because there's also Urinosaurus and Rhamphorhynchus. an aquatic and a flyer that actually did exactly what these guys are going to be doing. They could have just done these two instead of Kaiwhekea and Thalassosaurus, and it would have been much better. They were right there, and they didn't take advantage of it. The Palatitans devs can't seem to get an original bone in their body for what creatures can do, and force them into the same archetypes of each other rather than actually doing anything unique. I have not been nice either, because I know feedback isn't going to do a damn thing. I knew what the Pycnonemosaurus looked like months before release, because of a leak. The Palatitans developers have all the models for these creatures already done. Pycno already looked like a Carno clone, and in all those months, not a single thing about it was changed in its release. Nothing changed before, and nothing's going to change now. I made this video because I stayed in the past, so I generally liked how Palatitans dinosaurs looked, but now I just see them completely failing on a conceptual and design level. I remember when designs used to be reasonably accurate and faithful, but now it just seems like they don't care anymore and are just doing whatever the fuck they feel like. And now I'm terrified of what they're probably going to do that ends up fucking up Hatzegopteryx. Bye bye.